So rather than showing a whole bunch of days of trash pickup, I just wanted to kind of walk you guys through where we're at right now. So we took our idea with the trees, the cedar trees, and I pulled out a old huge pallet and a couple of railroad ties. Okay, so basically what you can do here is just saw right along the innermost railroad tie. You can see it buried underneath there. And then you get all these sticks that are approximately the length of your fireplace, ideally. Doesn't really work because sticks don't grow straight, but you saw through that pretty easily. And then you've got a whole pile of stuff that you pick up and throw it in the back of your work trailer or whatever you've got, you know, in your lawnmower. And you just grab the next round and pull all of them up till they line up approximately at your front railroad tie. You want to make sure that there's no rebar or anything stuck in your railroad tie. I don't know why there's rebar in these, but whatever. May have been the foundations of a building out here. So we decided that what we're going to do is, you can see where this is where the Christmas trees were, as well as the railroad ties and the fencing that I used for this. I've had a whole box of clothing. I don't know why anybody would just waste a whole box of clothing and don't take it in or anything. I mean, it's just I think the waste involved in litter is what really disappoints me the most. You know, I know a lot of you out there that find this inspirational or are following. You know, there's the question of, well, why in the world wouldn't you just light a match, right? Burn the whole damn thing down and start over. And I guess that's one way to do it. I don't know that it's the most healthy for my lungs. I definitely don't think it's healthy for the environment. You know, but then you can go to the other extreme like I'm doing, and I really want to reuse every piece of this. So hopefully you can see that the pile itself has shrunk dramatically. I hope that's the impression that you at home get. And what we're doing is we're throwing trash in the black bags, recyclables in the white bags so that I can keep them apart and differentiate them. Saw through and pull up sticks, you know, and you see that those are clumped together, so that's not too tough, you know. Saw through this and pull this up, and you know, 30 minutes later it's over on my pile ready to get cut into firewood. Stumps are what I'm really working on right now, and stumps leads to really good firewood, not just the little stuff. So we've got tinder, we've got kindling, we've got fuel for the fire itself. These huge ass logs that, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll start an art project with them or something. I don't know, you know, the thought right now is just to make them into a beehive. So that's a step. And then we've got all this construction material. You know, it's obvious that they just dumped everything, household garbage, construction material, and then whatever typical overgrowth you find on any given ranch. You know, but I mean, we're going to hopefully use a couple of these light fixtures for the chicken coop, because the chickens are going to want some light during the winter. You can see there's a bunch of big logs in there that I'm going to tear up. So ideally what we'll have is eventually a mound of dirt. I don't know how far into that I'm going to get just by pulling the railroad ties, but I'm not going to really dig too far into it any more than I have to. All the sticks will be gone. That'll be firewood. Construction material will probably start about right here. All this will be trash that we haul away eventually. Construction material will go over there. And almost everything else that you see here will eventually fall into those piles. Either it's firewood, construction material, and although we started out, you know, I mean, let's take a look at how large this thing was when I first started. Okay, you can see where that's actually cut down quite a bit. It was hanging over, probably about where those two sticks at the bottom are, and that was all the way over here, all the way across there, all the way back over here. You know, and we're going to repurpose some of the toys, donate that stuff. Found a cooler. I don't know why they threw that away, but maybe it just lost its wheels, is all I can tell. Everything else seems fine, but you can see the extent of it. I mean, it's pretty hefty, and this is with me having worked, oh, probably about a week of actual labor. I would say probably about 40 hours or so, give or take, of actual sweat. And we've pulled it back and shrank it down fairly significantly so far, but it'll be nice. You know, we came upon this and we looked at it and we went, man, this is just such a waste. You know, we pulled out one full box of hefty bags, the 30-gallon hefty bags of trash, not recyclables. Probably, I don't know, I'd say somewhere between 5 and 10 bags of recycling. Just plastic bottles, cans, primarily, you know, water bottles. So anyway, we divided up that construction material. We're going to repurpose as much as possible. Just see what is useful out of it, okay? You know, and then by building a goat run and a calving shed and all the other things that we want to do, I mean, that just comes down to buying some nails. I mean, it's really amazing how wasteful we are as a culture, or how wasteful these people specifically were. By the way, if you're going to litter to this extent on private land, and you're not going to have I don't know, you're just going to leave it for the next owners. And if we didn't want the house so badly and we didn't feel pressure, we probably would have demanded they clean it up properly, but they would have just buried it. That's all they've done so far, is just bury it. You know, there's a big hole underneath all this full of stuff that looks like it has been burned maybe once, probably back when you could burn, you know, maybe a decade ago, and they just continue to accumulate shit on top of that. But if you're going to be dumb enough to trash something so significantly beautiful as this landscape, you know, the Flint Hills, it's a real national treasure, and you're going to be dumb enough to just trash it, don't leave your mailing address, don't leave your name. You know, I've found both of these people on Facebook. Who knows? Maybe we'll see whether or not the viewer at home wants to know who they are so they can send hate mail. I don't know. Just I don't know. So yeah, that's where we're at. Hopefully you see some progress. That's the goal, at least. And yeah, I mean, 40 hours worth of work, really nothing. You know, labor intensive, but that's about it. It's good for you. You know, burn the calories. Feel good afterwards, sweat a little bit, you know. Better than being obese or lazy.